What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XPR network today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we are on the 19th of April. We have about 9 hours, 17 minutes left in the day. We have a nice looking bull flag. There's a lot of cryptos right now that have this little bull flag going on, right? Where you moved up, you're flagging out here. It's a little bull flag inside of a potentially bigger bull flag. I don't know if this is a bull flag. It might be invalidated with this February 3rd scam wick. But anyways, looking at this on a smaller scale here, a more relative scale if we're looking at it from the, let's take this as the low of the flag, right? That's the flagpole there to the high. Put this at the base of the flag itself. The measure move would take you all the way up to about 0.005, so about half a cent. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but essentially what this is calling for is that over the coming days, over the coming week, you're going to have a breakout move that'll take you probably up to here. Now, the measure move itself is just an idea. You don't have to stop there. You could fall short of it. You could exceed it. But if we were to stop right there, looking at this on a horizontal basis, right, that is a nice area to find resistance. You found some support here before. You could stop a little bit below, or you could go a little bit above. Nothing wrong with that at all. We're looking at anything from probably like a 35% pump to a 70% pump, or I suppose most likely a 40% pump from here. And again, being that this is a daily time frame pattern, and I think I'm drawing it appropriately from this low, but I'm being conservative. Perhaps the measure move would be more appropriate to draw from like that 50% move, and in which case, maybe the measure move's up here. I don't know how to take it, so we're just going to give you a range, I guess. Something like this, and that is, that well encapsulates this area of resistance and area of support back here, so I don't have a problem with that at all. Half a cent, $0.0533, whatever, somewhere in that range, that's where we're going to go. And I would expect, again, that because this is a daily time frame pattern, that it's not going to take too long before we see the breakout, right? And in fact, we might be breaking out over the coming days to start off next week as just in itself, right? And then ending the month, we could even be going higher. If we're looking at this here from a relative high back in January 26th of this year to the relative low, I'm not going to take the scam wick low. I'm going to take this low. We've hit the 382 to the 236. Nice. Very nice maneuver. Very, very casual maneuver here. 382 to the 236. Oftentimes that brings you up to the golden ratio, which, hey, the golden ratio is here. That's actually at the top white line of this overall bull flag. So it is looking like you probably do exceed your bull flag measure moves, or maybe I just had it wrong the first time and the bull flag should be measured from this low, not from this low here. Because if it is measured from that low, you get a perfect golden ratio target there. But 0.0534, I like that. I like that area a lot. I think that's where you're going to go. It's very uncommon, or I shouldn't, maybe I should say it's very common when you bounce off the 382 to the 236 to just go right up to the golden ratio. Okay, it's not that you can't do anything else. It's random things can happen, but generally speaking, you do just go right up to the golden ratio, and that is your next area of resistance. So I have no problem believing that. I have no problem saying that. I think you will find resistance here at the golden ratio. You'll likely pull back to the 0.5 or the 382 and find support there, and then be on your merry way higher. So by the end of this month, I suppose I would expect that you're at least at around $0.053 to $0.057. You could be higher, but it depends on how fast you correct. If you correct in kind of like a standard amount of time, a week or so, maybe by the end of the month you're not above this high, and then going into May you can start to see some growth that takes you above this high. Ultimately, May is going to be the time frame where we do break above this high here at about 0.008, and you finally see prices above 1 cent. I do think that's going to happen in the early parts, the mid parts of May, and I think that you're on your way. You're on an overall ascent all the way up to prices that are above 3 cents, above 4 cents, maybe even above 5 cents whenever it's all said and done. If we're looking at this on a weekly time frame, you've got a nice W shape here at the bottom, right? From a long formed W all the way up here, right? Very nice W shape here at the bottom. We love to see that. It really does actually look like a bull flag, if I'm being honest. I wonder what that would be. If it wasn't for the February 3rd scam wick low, what would this bull flag take you to? Let's see. Only 1.7 cents. Yeah, I don't think you stop there, man. I think that you crush that. Maybe you stop there momentarily or something. You consolidate and then you continue to run. But you're not gonna. If you stop there, you're not gonna stop there like this. I don't know. Anything's possible. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. You could stop there. I don't think that you do. But like 1.7 cents. That's 381% gain. That's nothing to be ashamed of. That would outperform the average coin right there. Maybe that is where you go XPR. Maybe we're too bullish on you. Maybe we're overestimating your capabilities. I don't know. But that doesn't sound right in the next 2.5 months. I don't think you stop there, but it's possible. It's something we could accept as a possibility, I suppose. From a high to a low, that does put you at the 786. And in all fairness, when you find resistance at the golden ratio and you come back down to the 382, the next target area is the 786 to the 886. So in all fairness, yes, you could stop there. At about, but I would take it up a little bit further. I'd say 1.9 cents would be the minimum expectation would be 1.9 cents. But truthfully, honestly, I don't think that you stop there. I think that the real minimum target, at least by my standard, would be about 3 cents. Just around 3 cents there, just below 3 cents or just above it. And then potentially, I don't think that we go above this high. We could. I accept that we could. I would think that if we do go above this high, it would be, maybe just above it there at about 5.7 cents, maybe a little bit higher at like 8 cents, but I don't think we go too much above that. I would actually think that we stop somewhere between 3 cents and I would say like 4.5 cents, 4.4 cents, something like that, near this high, but not quite at it. That's my expectation. If we take this high to low here, the kind of central point of this double bottom pattern, if I can get it there, the high, if we can get it, high to low. Your money zone is right here, the 2886 to 3113. The orange colored zone is right there, and it is just below this all-time, or this high right here, and just above this 886. So I really feel confident about you getting to 3 cents to 4.4 cents. I suppose, with a grain of salt, I'm throwing out this expectation or this possibility that we could see prices stop at about 1.9 cents, 2 cents. It is possible. It's important to address this because you don't want to be a bag holder. You don't want to be left behind. And you should accept that, right? If it's like the end of June and you saw this happen already, right? You're coming down. It's like the end of June. You're coming down. Maybe that is your resistance point, and you are going to consolidate between here and then this high. You'll find support sometime in July and start moving up higher or something like that. The way that I have this drawn, it's like October, but don't worry about that, right? I'm just drawing here on a weekly time frame. Whenever I'm scrunched out this far, it's hard to get everything fitting into the time frames that I'm talking about, but. If anyone's hearing that and they're like, oh, what? If it can't fit in that time frame, does that mean that it won't happen? No, this thing moves fast, man. I mean, it really moves. You want to see how fast it moves? Let's see. From this current price here, from a lower price even, all the way up here, okay? We put you here at this current price. That takes you to literally the middle of June. The middle of June right there, June 16th, and that would put you at a price that's above 5 cents, right? To see this same exact maneuver. And wait, it wouldn't be the same maneuver. Hold on, let me see. Oh, it's because I took it from a lower price, not the exact. So if I put it at this exact same price, yeah, it would be higher. But the point being that it's the time frame that I'm focusing on, right? You put this at the edge there, right there with that week, and that takes you to the end of June. That this kind of move could happen. So. It definitely can happen. In fact, it's happened before. I think that it will happen, but maybe not something that takes you above this high. I think more so something that takes you above 3 cents, but below like 4.5 cents. That's the expectation. I don't really know if I have anything else that I want to say. We could talk about all-time highs real quick. XPR. XPR here at $99 million. Not a lot of volume, but that's okay. You're kind of boring right now, so that's fine. $100 million market cap is a low market cap. It definitely is, and you have a lot of room to grow with that. At $100 million, if you were to see a 100x, what would that be? Right, because is that a 90x? That'd be that's an 82x, 83. A 100x, yeah, 100x would be at like, oh, obviously 36 cents. Yeah, 36 cents would be a 100x right there. If you were to see a 100x that puts you at a $10 billion market cap, that's attainable. That's definitely attainable. This coin is 100xable. It's multi-100xable. You could see a $40 billion market cap. You could see a $60 billion market cap. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't think you get above $40 billion with this one. Not by the end of this cycle. I think that we don't have enough time, and I don't know if it's appropriate to call for that unless we see some kind of miraculous movement by the end of this next move, by the end of June here. But I do think that 40 and below is definitely on the docket, right? This would put you at about at a $10 billion market cap. 40 and below would put you at about $1.45. So $1.45 to 36 cents. Somewhere in that area, that's where I think you'll top off. If we put some fibs on here from a high to a low and see if that agrees, $1.45 to 36 cents. Let's just see. I mean, 36 cents really could happen because you could stop just above your 1414, but it's very common from cycle high to cycle low to at least interact with the golden ratio, if not go higher. So 62 cents is a possibility. I suppose we can accept $2 as a possibility, but then we're getting pretty crazy, right? So maybe I would say that with this fib here, this is making me think less likely of a multi 100x, and that you're more likely to see something that's, you know, in between 100 and 200x, right there at about 162x. I think I like that as a target. But if you do stop around 25 cents, you do have a chance to see a 100x or something that's at least stupendous to the degree of like an 85x, a 90x, something like that. But I really do think this thing has 100x potential. It might have multi 100x potential. It could, but again, a 500. I mean, if we're talking about the next fib target, that's all the way at $2 there on the spot. That takes you to about a $60 billion market cap just below that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we would have to see some life. We'd have to see a lot of life here by the end of June. It's not appropriate to say that this is not possible, that this is not going to happen, unless we do see some kind of move that corresponds with what I've been predicting here, or is even lesser than that. If it blows what I'm saying out of the water, if we are above like 5 cents by the end of this next move, maybe we can consider $2, but we'd have to see a lot of growth. Okay, so I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Weekly RSI is killer. Daily RSI is looking like it's ready to be killer. 4-hour RSI setting up for some bullish stuff. Yes, you're a little bit weak right now in the RSI, but you do have a bullish setup here with this bullish divergence. Yeah, and you might be recovering from here. I want to see real quick from a low to a high. What do you got? Right at the 382. It's perfect, man. It's perfect. Yeah, you're going up. No, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you're looking to get into XPR, it's now or never, man. This is the low. This is it. We're going up. Yeah. Okay, take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.